Have you noticed? There is something in the air, a restlessness, a silent vibration that few can name, but many feel. If you have come this far, it was no accident. There are no coincidences in the spiritual world. Everything has a reason. And the simple fact that you are hearing this at this exact moment is proof you have passed the trial. But that does not mean it's over. Because the trial was silent, no one applauded, no one saw, no one understood. But heaven saw. You were watched in silence, evaluated in secret. While you fought against invisible voices, inner doubts, deep exhaustion. While you endured injustices, slanders, betrayals that tore your soul apart, you remained. And now, the date has been set, June 25th. On that day, the reward will be released, but not for everyone. Only for those who resisted. Only for those who stood firm, even bleeding inside. Only for those who were tested in the darkness, and yet decided to keep loving, serving, and believing. Most don't understand what it means to be chosen. They think it's about visible blessings, recognition, or ease. But no, being chosen is being tested to the extreme, while everyone thinks you've been forgotten. You were hidden by God, concealed like a jewel being polished. You were not ignored, you were protected. Protected from people who only wanted to use your light. Protected from those who would never understand the greatness of your mission. Protected from environments that would destroy your spiritual sensitivity. And all this time, you were tested, yes, with trials that made no sense, with losses that seemed unfair, with delays that hurt like daggers. But there was a purpose. You needed to go through this to prove to the unseen world that your faith is not moved by rewards, but by conviction. That you are not here for spiritual status, but for divine destiny. That you did not come into this world to collect praises, but to fulfill a sacred plan. And now, the cycle closes. What was hidden will be revealed. What was trapped will be released. What seemed distant will arrive. On June 25th, the spiritual clock will strike, and the promise will be activated. But you must be sensitive. You must be ready, because not everyone is. Many were tested and failed. They traded their faith for approval. They traded their essence for comfort. They let themselves be seduced by the world's shine and lost the gold of the spirit. But not you. You endured. You stayed silent when you wanted to scream. You stayed when everyone left. You believed when everything said to give up. And because of that, you stand before a reward that is not material, but spiritual. Because when the spiritual world moves in your favor, everything changes in the natural. Doors open. The right people appear. The flow of life aligns. But first, the spirit needs to be approved. And you were. June 25th will be like an invisible seal over your life, a portal that opens only for those who are clean, true, firm, not in body, but in soul. That is why you are being warned. Prepare yourself. This is not a warning for everyone. It is a whisper from above, for those who endured what no one knew. It is God's voice silently calling His own. And if you feel this now, it is because you are being called. This call is not emotional, it is vibrational. It crosses the mind and touches the essence. Because those who are truly spiritual feel the approach of the promise, even before it manifests. You feel it, don't you? Something inside you is saying, it's now, it's coming. I've waited for this moment. And you are not wrong. June 25th will be a watershed moment. Those aligned with the promise will see miracles materialize before their eyes. But those who got distracted, who gave up, will hear nothing, because this call will not come with trumpets. It will come with silence. The reward will not be wrapped in applause. It will come with peace, with lightness, with doors opening effortlessly, with answers you no longer expected, but only if you are spiritually ready. This is the warning, and you have received it. Do you know what distinguishes those who receive from those who only watch? It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not strength, it's silent endurance. Because when heaven is about to release something great, the invisible war intensifies, and the weakest give up right before the miracle. They abandon the journey because they can't bear what they can't explain. They quit the process because they expected applause, but received silence. They expected doors, but faced walls. They wanted clarity, and found only darkness. But you endured. And what you need to understand now is that God's silence was not absence, it was preparation. It was in that silence that He shaped you. It was in that void that He cleansed your soul. It was in that desert that He removed from you what could not enter the promised land. Many wanted to see you fall, and maybe even today wish you would disappear. But the spiritual plan does not depend on human opinions. What was decreed above cannot be canceled below. And now that the cycle closes, you will notice something strange. Those who mocked will fall silent. Those who doubted will be confused. Those who attacked you will be forced to watch your elevation. But it won't happen loudly. There will be no fireworks, spotlights, or grand announcements. The reward of those who pass the test of silence is also silent. It comes like the wind, like calm after the storm, like a door that opens quietly, but changes everything around you. On June 25th, something will be activated in your spiritual frequency. You will feel it, like a snap, like a realignment. Things that have been stuck for months will flow. People who ignored you will seek you out. Answers you prayed for in secret will arrive. But beware, not everyone will see it. Because this activation is not visible to natural eyes. It moves on another layer, and only those truly approved will notice it. Do you know why? Because the reward of those who endured is not just any blessing. It is the release of the next stage of your mission. Yes, you have a mission. And every phase of your spiritual life is marked by approval. If you went through absurd struggles, it's because you were prepared for something greater than you imagine. So don't be surprised by isolation. Don't question the losses anymore. Stop blaming yourself for the silences. You are being separated, refined, trained for something no one around you would understand. Because not everyone has the spiritual capacity to follow your calling. Now it's time to stop hiding, to stop shrinking to fit into places that no longer belong to you, to stop sabotaging yourself to please people who will never see who you really are. Because you are the answer. You are a rare seed. You are a direct channel from heaven to this generation. And your trial was not punishment. It was proof that the kingdom trusted you enough to forge you in the fire. And now the order is clear. Prepare to receive, but not with anxiety, not with despair, with faith, with maturity, with discernment. Because all that you lost will be restored, but selectively. Only what fits the new cycle. Nothing that drained you will return. Nothing that made you regress will come back. Because heaven does not recycle what held you back. heaven renews with what lifts you up. On the 25th, you will feel the difference. The atmosphere changes, the air feels heavier, the intuition screams, the soul vibrates. But only those who endured the pain of the process will recognize this sound. It is like the call of a shepherd to his sheep. They know his voice. They know when it's time to move. And you will know. On that date, something inside you will push you to act, to take a step that was stuck, to make a move you have been postponing. And when you do, everything will flow. But remember this moment will not be repeated. This portal will not remain open forever. This favor will not be granted twice in the same way. So stay awake, align your soul, keep your mind clean, stay away from what pollutes your vibration. Avoid empty words, silence what distracts you, because those about to receive what heaven reserved need to be empty of what the world pushed. This is true preparation. You were found faithful in the test. Now, be sensitive in the harvest. There is something that few have the courage to face. Not everyone will cross over. Not everyone will reach what is reserved. Not everyone endured the fire you passed through. And as hard as that may seem, it is necessary, because there is a spiritual filter that installs itself before every great release. And this filter separates those who only admire from those who truly carry essence. It exposes the shallow. It removes what is decorative. It breaks the masks of religiosity. It exposes those who only wanted the blessing, but never desired alignment. You know who I'm talking about. People who were close to you, but at the moment of your pain, disappeared. People who said they supported you, but left you alone when the ground collapsed, and you, even wounded, continued. Even silent, kept the faith. Even in pieces, remained. That is why what is coming cannot be shared with everyone. It is too sacred to be wasted on those who do not understand. It is too great to fit in small minds. You will be surprised in the coming days with unexpected revelations. People you thought would be by your side will show they never truly saw you. But all this is part of the dismantling. What seems like loss is God clearing the way. Because June 25th is not just a date on the calendar, it is a spiritual cut, a dividing line between who you were and who you are about to become. It is like a birth. But before birth comes the pain. Before the light comes the pressure. Have you felt the pressure? That feeling that something will explode inside you, that you need to change, act, move. But something seems to block everything. This is the pain of spiritual birth, because the new version that is about to emerge no longer fits the old structure. You tried to adjust. You tried to keep the same relationships, the same patterns, the same cycles. But nothing fits anymore. And that is a clear sign that heaven has marked you for something beyond. What comes on the 25th will not be understood by those who live by logic. It will not be felt by those who live anesthetized. It will not be received by those still feeding resentments, disputes, or vanity. Those who are spiritually pure, even if tired, will be lifted. But those who have grown cold will be left behind, not as punishment, but as a natural consequence of their own choice. Heaven does not force anyone to cross portals, but it leaves signs, and now you are seeing one. Your mission is not to wake everyone up. It is to be a presence for those who have eyes to see. It is to keep the flame burning, even if they mock it. It is to carry the light even if you walk alone for a time. Those who mocked your spirituality are being exposed now. Those who laughed at your choices will need you soon. Because while the world runs after distractions, you are being equipped with revelations. And the most curious thing, you don't even know how much you have already been transformed. You still see yourself as someone ordinary. You still compare yourself with those who stayed. But you are no longer the same. You have different eyes, a more sensitive soul, a lighter vibration. This is a sign of spiritual maturity. This is a symptom of one who passed the test and was approved. June 25th will be the visible activation of something that has already begun to happen inside you. And when this internal alignment manifests externally, nothing resists. That is why the next few days will be decisive. You will feel the environment change. Your body may react. Your sleep may become restless. Your mind may seem accelerated. But it is not anxiety. It is the spirit realizing that something greater than you is about to happen. And this kind of perception cannot be ignored. You need to withdraw. You need to cleanse yourself. You need to prepare. Because the promise is on its way. And it needs to find space. It is no use receiving if the heart is still full of things that should have already gone. Resentments, fears, insecurities. Throw away everything that does not fit the new cycle. Because where there is light, darkness does not remain. And you will be light, not just for yourself, but for those who need a beacon amidst chaos. You will not be recognized by titles. You will be identified by presence. Your energy will say everything without needing to speak. And those who mocked will remember you. They will try to approach again. But this time, you will know. Not everyone deserves to be by your side in the harvest if they did not endure to accompany you in the desert. There are dates chosen by men, and there are dates marked by heaven itself. June 25th will not be just another day. It will be the exact moment when the spiritual world moves visibly, concretely, and irreversibly in your favor. But beware, this will not be luck. It will not be coincidence. It will not be magic. It will be a response. You have been watched, evaluated, refined. Every tear you shed in silence was recorded. Every sacrifice you made out of obedience was noted. Every choice you held firm, even when everything around you screamed to give up, was counted as pure sacrifice. And now, the account balances. Now, what you planted in the spirit begins to sprout. But don't expect immediate recognition from people. Don't expect applause, compliments, or validation from those who never saw your inner self. Because the reward that will come is not human. It is spiritual, energetic, and cosmic. It will not be understood by those who live on appearances. It will not fit into the systems of logic. Do you know why? Because what you carry is destiny. It is purpose. It is an alignment so rare that it can only be activated when everything around seems contrary. And in recent days, you have felt it. A different pressure, a strange tension, a feeling that something was about to happen, but still too invisible to explain. This is a sign that your soul has already begun receiving instructions, a sign that the frequency from above is already invading your field of action. But I repeat, not everyone will perceive it. Some will remain distracted. Others will stay trapped in old resentments. Others will simply ignore the call, but not you, because something in you is already reacting. Something in you already knows. You feel time speeding up. You feel the days intensify. You feel your spirit wants more, even without understanding how or why. It's because your harvest demands a new version of you. And this version needs to show up now. From now on, everything that is not in tune with your mission will begin to collapse. Relationships, habits, places, thoughts, everything will be pressured. And you will be forced to choose. Either you remain comfortable, or you allow yourself to be elevated. You can't have both. June 25th will be like a narrow door. Only those who are light will pass through. Only those who left behind unnecessary burdens will enter. This is the password. This is the spiritual password for the new time. Detachment. Detach from control. Detach from grudges. Detach from the need to understand everything. Detach from the obligation to please. Because those who were marked will be called, and those who are called will need to be available. Are you available? Truly? Or are you still trying to balance heaven with earthly addictions? Because you can no longer lie to yourself. You can no longer play at spirituality. You can no longer pretend that everything is fine when your inner self is screaming for change. From this point on, life will demand firm decisions from you. The universe will confront you with hard truths, and you will be tested no longer by pain, but by the ability to remain pure amid elevation. Yes, because rising is also a test. Some endure the desert, but get lost in the promised land. Some resist hunger, but fall when the banquet arrives. And that is why God is preparing you for the blessing, so that you do not lose your soul amid abundance, so that you do not become corrupted by what you prayed so hard to receive. Your maturity will be the key to holding on to what is coming. On the 25th, portals will open. Favor will be released. Divine connections will arise out of nowhere. Answers will arrive like sure arrows. But only the sensitive will notice. Only those who were not distracted by wrong voices. Only those who were not contaminated by offenses. Only those who did not stray from the essence. You have been kept safe until now for a reason. You were the plan all along, and the time has come. Chosen one, the decisive hour has arrived. June 25th is not just a date marked on the calendar. It is the sacred moment when everything you endured will be rewarded. But first, listen carefully. Not everyone will be ready. Not everyone will understand what is happening. Not everyone will receive. You are one of the few. You are the one who withstood trials that would crush most. You are the one tested in the invisible fire of the soul. You are the one who stood firm when everything seemed to collapse. And for that reason, heaven chose you. But now, it is your turn to act, because the reward does not come to those who wait passively. It is earned by those who remain vigilant. It is received by those aligned, pure, and willing to embrace the new without fear. You cannot return to the old. You cannot let the fear of the unknown paralyze your steps. You cannot allow doubts to steal your faith. Your mission is clear. Receive, transform, and radiate. Receive the blessings destined for you. Transform each achievement into light for the world. Radiate this light to those who are lost, weak, and disbelieving. But for that, you must make a choice now. Choose to rise above criticism. Choose to distance yourself from everything and everyone who does not vibrate at your frequency. Choose to focus on your spiritual growth. Choose to trust the divine plan, even when it seems mysterious. This is the moment to truly commit, to surrender without reservation, to open the door that heaven is offering. And that door, you already know, will only open on June 25th. So start today. Cleanse your heart, cast away doubts, eliminate negative voices, strengthen your mind with prayers, meditations, mantras, whatever resonates with your spirit. Be the guardian of your own victory. You are chosen, yes. But being chosen is not a seal of comfort. It is a call to spiritual battle. It is a summons to be light in the darkness, and you have already proven capable. Now the only thing left is to answer the call. Are you ready? Are you willing to receive what heaven has reserved for you? Will you allow yourself to enter the new cycle, even if it means leaving the old behind? If your answer is yes, then hesitate no more. Subscribe to the channel now to keep receiving this light. Like the video to strengthen your vibration, and share this message with those who need to awaken. Because truth only multiplies when spread. June 25th is coming. Don't let it pass unnoticed. Don't let your reward be trapped in silence. Lift your head, feel the call, and prepare for the miracle. You are chosen, you are strong, you are light, and the world is waiting to see what you will do.